Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 684. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
What's up, everybody?
All right, so the news on Shin Gojira, which is Godzilla Resurgence, is few and far between. But what do you have to tell us about?
Well, first I want to start off with a rumor that I heard. I heard that one of the larger theaters that's showing Shin Gojira in Japan, I heard that one of the showings is sold out. And I think they're attributing that to the tickets that have the Godzilla figures, the special edition figures that are coming out with them. So that's good news. I hope that they sell out more of the larger theaters, because if this does well, we'll get more Godzilla movies, hopefully. So good job with that. That's a rumor right now. I don't know how true it is. I heard it from somebody on a site that I trust the site pretty well. So it's hopefully that's true. But
Okay.
the bigger news, something really funny happened a couple of days ago, and if you type this in, you'll find it around the internet. Supposedly, a leaked script for Shin Gojira, obviously leaked online. It's absolutely fake. I read it a couple hours ago. I hadn't heard about this till a couple hours ago. Apparently, it has been confirmed to be fake. But it was well written. Don't get me wrong, in my opinion, anyway. But
Okay.
it was hilarious. Like, I was reading this and I was like, "What? Like, what's happening?" But okay, so without getting making this too long, I'll kind of summarize the important parts of the movie that happened.
Okay.
The good thing is they actually gave a reason as to why Godzilla looks like this, in their story. Obviously, it's fake, but,
Okay.
So no spoilers here, I don't think. And if by some miracle this turns out to be what the movie is, I don't know what to say. So,
All right, so
maybe
what it is,
stop
what it
watching.
is. All right, potential spoilers.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to spoil you possibly now, or maybe not. Go, Chris.
Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure this is 100% fake, and I've heard that it's been confirmed fake.
All right.
So the movie opens up pretty well. It has Godzilla fighting another monster, a new kaiju called Alphagon.
Alphagon.
Right, and the way they described it, it was kind of like Baragon with like a snake head almost. So
I thought there was no villains technically.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Exactly. So the interesting thing is, at the beginning of this, Godzilla looks normal.
Okay.
They said he looks like a normal Godzilla. And they're like, okay, So Godzilla's fighting this thing, and they said partway through the battle, Alphagon scratches or hits Godzilla's lower jaw. And it looks like it dislocates, right? At which point they say Godzilla roars, but it's a different roar than what we've ever heard before. Okay. So the fight continues despite Godzilla having this injury to his jaw. He uses his atomic breath and he kills Alphagon.
Okay.
The next scene is like they show the title Shin Gojira / Godzilla Resurgence. And it's they say that they show news footage of the old atomic bomb testings as well as the Fukushima disaster that occurred a couple of years ago.
Okay.
The next things that, the movie goes on, and then we see Godzilla again. And this is where he looks all like we see him in Shin Gojira. This is where the movie takes a nosedive in this script. Again, this is not real, but this is where things start to go haywire.
Mm-hmm.
The military is fighting him. Nothing is working. So they use napalm on him. Again, doesn't work. And then all of a sudden, his spines start to move on his back. They said they start to move apart and to the side, right? And this long scar starts to develop along his back, right? And he hunches over. This scar then splits open. And this is where this is where things go crazy. So another monster comes out of him.
All right. Yeah.
This human monster that they call quote unquote Judas. Okay? Now,
Judas.
Judas, like the Bible. Like, betrayer of Jesus, stuff like that.
Judas.
So he comes out of him.
Yeah.
He comes out of him. They said he's like humanoid. He sprouts wings and flies away. So they're like, okay.
What?
So now I'm reading this and I'm like, did they just kill off Godzilla? Like what? So he flies away. The Japanese self-defense force is fighting him. Nothing is working. The United States is like, we're going to nuke this thing. But the Japanese self-defense force is like, absolutely not. You're not putting another nuke in Japan. Forget it. So this thing is wrecking everybody. While this is going on, Godzilla starts to regenerate.
Resurgence, whatever. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And they said, I want to go back because I skipped a major thing.
Okay.
They said the reason Godzilla looks like, the way we know him in Resurgence with he's all like decrepit and whatnot, was because he was infected by this Judas parasite and it was wearing down his body.
Okay.
Okay. I was like, all right, that's not terrible. But
That's not bad, right.
I'm like, I don't like this whole story, though, with something coming out of him and whatnot. So
Yeah,
Godzilla regenerates within a couple of hours. They said that this Godzilla would have a very, very fast regeneration cycle, and he can regenerate after almost any damage. And they say after he regenerates, since the parasite is no longer in him, he looks like a normal Godzilla again.
Okay.
So they said what follows is him going on basically what they say is a warpath through Japan. And they said the military's fighting him, but nothing's working, of course. And they said there's one scene in the movie where the main general in charge of trying to stop Godzilla says, get everyone and everything out of his way. So Godzilla finds Judas. He beats the shit out of Judas.
Wow.
Pardon my language. Slamming his head into the ground, stepping on him, all this stuff. They said that he barely uses his atomic ray, but he's using his very long tail and whatnot. And then the U.S. is like, we got to do something. So they launch a nuke at both of them anyway. Anyway. And the Japanese self-defense force is like, okay, but if you're doing this, we're going to build up our military power again and become a superpower in the world, whatever. All right. Yeah. Now they said there's a theme of that throughout the movie. The nuke hits, and this is where I was like, I'm done. The nuke hits, kills Judas and Godzilla. Both dead. Right. And I was like, okay, one, that wouldn't happen. Yeah. Two, I can buy Judas getting killed by it, but not Godzilla. Right. So that happens, and they said right before the nuke hit, Judas separated into these spider-like creatures. What? That try to infect Godzilla again.
Are they trying to be like Destroyer?
Something like that. And then this is where I really knew. I was like, okay, yeah, this is BS. At the end of the movie, there's a file on Alphagon, Judas, and Godzilla. And they go into this file with an M on it, implying that it was Monarch.
Oh, come on.
And I was like, from the Legendary timeline?
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, this is going around the internet, and apparently a lot of people think it's real.
No, it's garbage. Let me tell you something. I understand. Yeah. This is what happens when we don't have any friggin' news on Godzilla, that people make stuff up because it's boring, okay? I hate to say it, but here we go, spoilers for Shin Gojira, Godzilla Resurgence, but I'm going to spoil a plot, okay? The plot is no monsters. It's 2016. Godzilla attacks Japan and wherever, and that's the plot. There's not going to be any, oh my God, it took so long to figure out this movie. He's just attacking, destroying everything. It's not really going to be anything in this, I don't think. You're not going to see any monsters. There's not going to be no whatever, and just going to go on where at the end he's just going to just go somewhere else. And they just didn't do nothing about it, I think. But I'm not trying to be sarcastic, but it's like there's no monsters, there's no nothing. I mean, as far as we know, right, Chris?
Well, yeah. I mean, the only things that make me wonder is that toy leak of the card that had all the toy or some of the toys that are being released in conjunction with Shin Gojira in Japan.
Mhm.
On that list, they listed a Bandai, a 12-inch Shin Gojira from Bandai, a
Right.
6-inch a 6-inch Gojira, a Shin Gojira figure from Bandai. 2 figures are re-releasing, or 4
Right.
figures actually they're re-releasing, and then on that list it said Kaiju A, Kaiju B. So I'm wondering what that could be. I don't think it's anything crazy, to tell you the truth. I think it's just, 2 toys that they're waiting to say who they're releasing. But
Right.
yeah, I agree. I don't think we're gonna get any other kaiju in this movie other than
I mean, if I
Godzilla.
could have any say, I would say that it would end with the government saying we can't have this, activate the Mechagodzilla program or something, and then you go next year will be Mechagodzilla, then it'll be Gojira. Then that's what I would basically.
Yeah, something. Personally, I also have a funny feeling that we're not gonna get an explanation as to why Godzilla looks like this.
Right. I just don't like it that it looks too much like Destroyer, Godzilla vs. Destroyer. It looks like exact to me.
It's close, but
Close.
to me, I have a funny feeling they're just gonna kind of just, oh yeah, that's just what Godzilla looks like,
Right. Again, it is May 24th. There is nothing going on with marketing. There is no secondary trailer. I mean, you could consider that a teaser, right? That we had.
I consider the first one we had a teaser. I consider the second one kind of like theatrical trailer 1. Even though it was a good trailer. I like it, and the fact that we don't really know much of what's happening in the movie, I think is a good thing.
Right.
And I'm glad that they didn't play hide the monster, because of the leaked pictures, 1, and 2. Even if those pictures hadn't leaked,
Right.
I am glad that they showed us what Godzilla looks like now.
Okay.
I was surprised that they showed a full body shot, to be honest. I thought maybe that, I would have been happy with just his claw, his spines, his tail goes by, maybe his foot comes down, maybe you see his leg or something. But hey, they decided to do a full body shot, which I think is fine. So yeah, I mean,
again, we have. It's not even I guess it's what, less than a month.
No, we
About
got
a month, 6 weeks. What?
It comes out in July 29th.
Okay, so all right, so
a little over 2 months.
2 months. 2 months and a few days. But
Yeah.
this alarms me, because where is the marketing? Where is it? Where is the? I mean, obviously it's not coming out here, right?
No.
So So of course it wouldn't promote it here.
Nope.
But none of our sources say anything about overseas, that they're not doing really anything.
The only thing I heard that was good was that one or that couple of theaters were sold out. But other than that,
yeah. But I mean, how much could it possibly make over there if it's not released over here? I mean, it's going to be in China also, right?
I don't even think it's in China.
It's just in Japan.
Pretty sure. Yeah, I think it's isolated in Japan right now.
So I mean,
I know that the production company is trying to get it released over here, at least in a limited release.
it would be. I mean, it would make sense to do that, or have some type of deal where they could pay Netflix. Netflix could pay them to. I mean, Netflix has to deal with Disney. Maybe they'll get the first to show it on Netflix or something. Amazon Prime or.
Well, somebody, I forget who said it. It was somebody on YouTube. But they made a really good point. They were like, "You're not releasing the movie over here or anywhere else, as far as we know. In today's day and age, people are going to see it anyway.
Right. They're going
to leak it online.
We're definitely going to see it.
Yeah, like they said, it's going to leak online. And don't get me wrong, I don't watch movies online from theaters. I think that it does hurt the industry, and I think that it's a terrible thing to do.
I'll pay for it if it's on demand. Right. Like, I mean, we just paid for The Witch the other day.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't care. Like, I'll on a weekend I'll watch it. Yeah.
I mean, I really think that they should do something, because they you know what, I actually,
or we'll go to the comic convention and they'll have an overseas copy,
right,
that they'll sell it here, that as long as you have the right region coded or whatever,
right,
you can watch it. Yeah.
Actually, I just remembered something that I had read that was confirmed. I believe in Taiwan it's coming out in August.
Okay.
So that's a couple months, or it's a month later.
All right.
So, yeah.
Right. All right, man. I mean, I wish we had more news to report on Godzilla, a resurgence, Shin Gojira, but you know, it's to a point where people are just creating stuff just to pass the time because there's nothing. So, and they have Godzilla comics, they have G-Fan, they have all this, and nothing really to do with the movie that much at all. There is other stuff to talk about. Tonight is the midnight release. JHU Comics right now is going to have a midnight release of DC Rebirth. So that's in Staten Island. There's a whole bunch of comic book shops. I'm sure they're going to have stuff tonight. And I'm sure they're going to do it other places. Will I go over there? I mean, I got to work in the morning. I don't know. But, I mean, what do you think it's going to be? You think this is going to be a top-selling thing, Chris, that it's going to be all over the news and it's the highest sales DC's ever had?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yep.
I think this is like a thing on Caliber with Halo 2 release or something. I mean, video gaming. I mean, when do you ever have a midnight release for comic books? And now this is the first, I guess. So it will change the dynamic, definitely. It will probably be number one, and then Marvel's going to get a little worried, I'm sure. But this is what happens. So, I mean, crazy storylines like this. But it gets me worried about crazy storylines, but we'll see. What else we have? I know we got some, I think we have some numbers for Civil War I could talk about. Well, let's see. As of right now, Civil War has in $1,059,936,681 worldwide. And that is just as of Monday. Monday, it made $3 million about. So the numbers, it ain't really going down that much, you know, which is good. I mean, even though it's not number one, if it could stay number 4 for a while, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, we could. I mean, the next go to the next tier. We'll see. But the next one comes out tomorrow. Well, Thursday. You gonna go see that, Chris?
Yeah, I'm not really excited to go see it though.
Really?
Yeah, I never really get excited for X-Men movies. They just kind of come out and I go see them, and if they're good, you know, it's a good thing. But I don't get too excited for X-Men, to tell you the truth.
All right. Well, I'll get excited because that's a big deal for me. I'm gonna go see it on the weekend. We do have other news. It's just a lot. I don't think really could cover in one show, but we'll cover what we can. We got that, Chris. If you want to take a look at it first before we read it.
Yeah.
Okay, and we could do this too. Okay.
Okay.
All right, go ahead if you think.
Yeah, so this article is talking about the villains of Wolverine 3, potentially what they could be. Nerdist is reporting, this is coming from Dark Horizons, but it says a report from the Nerdist is saying that it's the Reavers will battle Wolverine. The group is led by Donald Pierce, a half-robot who built the Reavers to wipe out all mutants and some humans. Richard E. Grant has been confirmed to play a mad scientist in the film. Could he be playing Pierce? It's possible. That's interesting.
I don't know if I like that because it sounds way too familiar with the Sentinels and Days of Future Past, and I don't know about that one.
It does sound like that.
I don't think so. I think that's fake. At least I hope it's fake because that really is not appealing to me. I would expect Sabretooth to be a big part of Wolverine 3 if it is going to be Old Man Logan, where they're going to finish each other off or something, and maybe they would make it where he dies like he does in the comic, possibly encased in adamantium or something. I mean, yeah, I don't really like this at all. No, it's too similar to Days of Future Past. I don't even know why they would undertake that. All right, what about the Joss Whedon one?
So apparently Joss Whedon was in an interview, and during the interview, he said that he would return to Marvel for a female film. And basically, this is what he said. Quote from him: "Yeah, of course. Although I tend to more towards the Jessica Jonesy kind of stories, and the delightful Supergirl stories that my daughter wants." Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige fought mighty hard to get Captain Marvel on the schedule, so it's a start. You could say that should be a middle, but it's a start.
So now, do we have a director and everything for Captain Marvel?
I don't know, actually.
I mean, what if he takes over Captain Marvel?
That'd be pretty cool.
Or he could do the Black Widow one. I mean, he did the Avengers. That's an event, you know.
I think that they might be setting him up to do Black Widow. Yeah, I think that would
be fantastic. That would be fantastic. I'd be so happy, friggin' happy. Maybe they could even have the Hulk in there too. Sure. If they do Black Widow, because right now he's not getting his own movie. So.
Oh, that was another thing. There was a report today. I think Mark Ruffalo, either yesterday or today, said that the Hulk is bigger, and that they have better villains in this Thor Ragnarok than before.
Well, thank God, because the villains have been kind of lacking lately. You know, like human villains and different things. All right. What's up, Scott?
Nothing. I just came from QT, so I ninja'd my way in here.
All right, man. All right. So, what else do we have to talk about?
There was some bad news today for Kong Skull Island.
Oh no.
I read it.
Yeah, we've got major competition coming out against it, which is
what do you mean?
Not good. Beauty and the Beast.
Well, yeah, that's big.
It's coming out against it. Same day.
Tom's just going to go over and go, really?
Take it out. Take it out.
Yep.
Listen, they did that with G.I. Joe twice, or Turtles also. Take it out. Delay it.
Yeah. I'd move it to the summer, honestly.
Which one?
Get it out of there. Let me tell you something. Beauty and the Beast is going to be like $1 billion movie.
Yeah.
Magnificent. It's going to do phenomenal. I've already, just the teaser alone, it's.
I love, like I said in the past, I love how they did the trailer. They didn't give you too much to.
Right, teaser. Yep.
That's all, and that's all. Pretty much, that's all trailers should be nowadays. Is they just show you like maybe a minute, minute and a half, and that's all. You shouldn't watch a trailer and feel like you've seen the entire movie.
These Disney live-action movies are really doing well. You know, that's like a dream for Disney, and it's really, I mean, Maleficent 2 they're going to have, there's sequels to stuff.
I love the first one.
They're going to go back and do Peter Pan because they don't like it how people have been doing these Peter Pans, and it's been crap. So they're going to do their own plus prequels of Peter Pan. So, you know, it's going to get really interesting.
Prequels, not because of Star Wars and all, but to me, let's not do prequels.
Yeah.
Let's just do the main straight shoot movie.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't have a bad taste because of the Star Wars ones. It's just that's how I feel. I mean, we know what happens, and
you know what? I think we're going to save the thing we were talking about, Chris, for the Horrorcast. So we haven't had one. But what else do I want to say? Oh, you know, surprisingly, the freaking Angry Birds were like kicking butt, man. I mean, #1 movie, it has 152 million in already worldwide. So, I mean, it beat Civil War and all that. I mean, that's crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah, and Neighbors did well too. Has 53 million in. I mean, the budget ain't really that crazy for that movie. So another week and it will be like over 100. And there you go, sequel, Ring, and Neighbors 3. Hopefully, Neighbors 3 could be the zombie thing that they teased.
Oh, let's hope so. Oh,
can you imagine having James Franco and the whole cast of This Is the End with Seth Rogen, with his wife, with his baby, fighting zombies? It'd be hysterical because they'll just throw them in there. It's ridiculous. So I don't care. I don't care about the plot. It'd be fun. Look at if they could have Medea.
Yeah.
Fighting zombies.
Oh, God.
It's a joke. So just we know it's a joke. Just throw them in there.
Ooh, they could even make cracks and knots against the Walking Dead.
Well, that's what they did. I mean, that was the whole, you know. Maybe they could have some cameos.
Mm-hmm.
Like Rick is just talking English and like, you know, like whatever. Like that'd be funny.
So you're gonna leave us in suspense on who got shot this time around?
Yeah. Did anybody see Fear of the Walking Dead?
Not yet.
I forgot to.
You did, Chris?
Thrones. I
No,
forgot.
I didn't yet.
Chris, still the same problem with the subtitles, man.
Seriously?
Dude, I'm telling you, they need to get their stuff together because I'm glad
you told me. Now I can run up to the screen and burn my eyes out.
I'm like, what is this? Why is it white? Why I can't see it? I mean, God, why are they talking Spanish for like 20 minutes? I mean, you know, I understand that they're talking English, but I mean, come on. Oh, by the way, our star Nick from Fear the Walking Dead got arrested today.
What?
Yeah.
For what?
DWI.
I don't have the article in front of me, but supposedly he was trying to go through the lot, and they don't film on this lot and over there, and security guard wouldn't let him go through, so he was just like speeding through the thing, and then they made a citizen arrest, and he was like fighting the security guard, and it was. I doubt he ripped his shirt off and painted himself red, but I mean, it was just like, and then they're like, well, you know, they're in hiatus now, and you know, if he gets it was like a joke. It's like, oh, he'll get out of jail in time for like season 3. Come on, man.
Oh.
You know what? I don't understand. I understand that. You know, I'm not trying to stick up for him because he's an actor, but if he's filming something on another set and he's trying to go through this, like, why do they got security guards at a bunch of? I mean, can't you just like, all right, you know, understand and maybe accommodate him a little bit? You know what I mean? It's not like he's somebody from the street that's coming in that you don't know. They know he's filming something else. Why you got to give the guy a hard time? I mean, maybe he was a jerk or nasty, but I mean, he's not. He's an actor. He's doing stuff. It's not like he's the general public. That could be some psychopath you don't know. I mean, you know this guy. He's
maybe the security guard hates Fear the Walking Dead.
Maybe. Well, maybe he didn't fear the Walking Dead. Obviously.
White subtitles on white shirts.
You know what was happening? He saw him and he was like, "This is for making me watch that damn plane thing for 6 weeks."
15, 16, right. And then he's like, if I arrest this guy, then I could create this whole universe where there's no Fear the Walking Dead. They'll have to cancel it. No.
I'll be a legend.
That'd be crazy. God, these people. There was a time that the other guy from Walking Dead was on the subway in New York, and like he was like flipping out. I was like, oh, remember that, Chris? That was nuts.
What?
Coleman? Was it Coleman? The guy was Tyrese. You ever saw that video? Oh, I'm gonna show you that over there. All right, but anyway, I have to call my son. He just called me, so we're gonna get out of here. We'll be back with the Horrorcast in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right, guys. Take care. Bye for now.